Hey everybody, Icy Cat here. I've got some really exciting news. Season 3 new information has just been dropped, and we've got information on the operators, the maps, some of the new content that's coming, and if you want to find out more about what that is, then you're going to want to stick around and listen next. Today, Ubisoft posted a couple of blogs detailing some official information regarding Season 3. As you can see here, we've got the brand new splash screen. This is probably what we're going to be looking at when the game fires up. We've been looking at Dustline for a while now, so this will probably be the new intro screen when we start the game. As you can see here, Season 3 is now officially being called Skull Rain. And the blog says the expansion is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on August 2nd. As with previous Rainbow Six Siege expansions, Operation Skull Rain includes 2 new operators, both from Brazil's police unit BOPE, or some people pronounce it BOPE. The new operators will be instantly available to Season Pass holders who will have exclusive access to them for the first 7 days. Then on August 9th, anybody will be able to purchase them for the 25,000 renown or 600 rainbow credits, but if you have the Season Pass, you get them for free on August 2nd. Let's talk about the first operator, and her name is Cavedra. Now, this is a little bit of a pronunciation issue. I'm sure I'll get some corrections on that, but that's how you say it in the Brazilian Portuguese. And that essentially translates to skull if you look it up. She's the defensive operator of the 2, and as such, she possesses the silent step skill. And this enables her to sneak up on enemies to immobilize them, and then interrogate them to reveal their teammates' location. Now, this will be really interesting to see how this plays out as a game mechanic. Somebody that can move silently, immobilize them, and then interrogate them to give away enemy intel, that sounds like a super roamer. Her arsenal includes the M12 submachine gun and SPAS-15 for primary weapons, and a PRB-92 as a secondary with a nitro cell and barbed wire for gadgets. So let's talk about that for just a second. The M12 is actually a submachine gun in 9mm manufactured by Beretta, and the SPAS-15 is an automatic shotgun. This will be the second automatic shotgun in the game because the Spetsnaz already had the Saiga 12 auto shotgun. I think most people can agree that that is not a very useful shotgun. Its range is so short. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here if the SPAS-15 will be handled in much the same way. And the PRB-92 is actually not an official gun designation. I think this kind of falls into the category of something like where they had the SG-CQB shotgun, and that's not what it's actually called. There was probably like some kind of a licensing restriction around that. I think the PRB probably stands for Parabellum, which is the kind of ammunition that is used in that. And if you look up Parabellum 92 on Google, you get search results of the 92 FS or the Taurus 92. And these are, if you look up both on Wikipedia, the Taurus 92 is something that they use as a weapon. So this seems like it's going to be the Beretta 92 FS. Sometimes it's also known as the Beretta M9. Now let's take a look at what they had to say about the attacker. His name is Capitão. This translates over from Brazilian Portuguese to captain. He carries a tactical crossbow that can fire asphyxiating bolts that burn oxygen within a certain radius, as well as micro smoke grenades that can mask positions and team movements. Capitão also has an M249 and Para 308 for primary weapon options, a PRB-92 for secondary, and frag and stun grenades rounding out the available arsenal. So it sounds like this crossbow will have the option to have 2 different kinds of bolts that it can launch. We'll have to see how they handle that in the game, but we also seem to have some kind of an area of effect, as they say that it burns oxygen within a certain radius. I can't wait to see how that plays out because so far there really isn't anything that's strong area denial on the attacker side. That's usually a defensive capability. So that could really change up some things in the meta of the game. Let's take a closer look at his weapons now. First up is that M249 light machine gun that was mentioned. This is a really well-known squad support weapon. I can't wait to get my hands on that. I love this gun in real life, and I think it'll be a blast in the game. And then the Para 308 is kind of, if you look this up, it's something of a shortened version of Buck's Kamers. Buck's Kamers is built on the FN FAL platform as a DMR. The Para 308 is in that family of the FN FAL assault rifle. This would be a shorter version on both the length of the barrel and the length of the stock. It's probably a collapsible stock, and it would have more than likely automatic fire. Having a choice of frag or stun grenades makes him very well-rounded if he also has those smoke grenades on the crossbow or the other bolts that burn. So it sounds like he's going to have a well-rounded tool set to bring to any engagement. No matter how the battle is kind of unfolding, he can probably adapt by the sound of it. Operation Skull Rain will also have a new map for teams to do battle, set in a Brazilian favela. This new map supports exterior shell destruction, making it Rainbow Six Siege's most destructible map to date. This new map will be free for all players. So we've kind of known that it's been the favela that's been talked about for a long time. Many people have been talking about the fact that in the newest border map that was released, there was a calendar with the date circled of July 30th, and it had a picture of a Brazilian favela. So most people are not going to be too surprised to hear this coming. Also, if you look up the BOP unit on Wikipedia, you will see that they specialize in combat in tight quarters and restricted areas because of having to police the favelas that are there. So probably not a big surprise to most people that that will be the new map location. Going beyond the new map and operators, we also have some info on new content that we're going to see. Part of their blog states that the development team will also add several tweaks and improvements to the overall Rainbow Six Siege experience. Perhaps the biggest of these is the addition of a Tactical Realism custom game mode. They say by popular request, Tactical Realism mode prevents players from marking enemies, allowing only the timer, compass, gadget, and weapon panels to be visible in the HUD. Additionally, there are no kill confirmations and more realistic magazine management will be put into play. The idea is to push players to rely even more on their teammates and communication for information on enemy locations and kill counts. So what that really sounds like to me is that we're getting a hardcore mode for custom games. We also have a new attachment category that's being added into the weapons. A new angled grip attachment makes the transition between hip fire and ADS much faster, creating a faster paced style of combat. As you can see by the image on the screen, this is an example of a common foregrip that has the angled style to it. This does come in a few varieties. This is just an image of an angled foregrip on a gun. This is not representative of what we'll actually see in the game. The angled foregrips themselves come in a few different styles, so we don't know what style we will actually see in the game. But if you didn't know what an angled foregrip looks like, this is kind of the concept. It sort of splits the difference between a full vertical foregrip and not having one at all. Also announced is a new surrender system that will be introduced in the update. The surrender system makes it possible for your team to surrender during a ranked match with a majority vote, but matches can only be surrendered before the third round. This seems put into play mostly to counter those situations where you join into a ranked match and all of a sudden a bunch of people play and now you're playing 3 people on 5 or 2 people on 5 and you're sticking with it because you're stuck and you don't want to be penalized for dropping out, and this kind of gives you like a way to deal with that type of situation. Furthermore, they released a second blog dedicated to covering only Skull Rain updates. I'll put the link for that on the bottom of the screen here. They say Season 3 is focused on improving the health of the game, but what do they actually mean when they talk about the game's health program? Having come a long way in the past months, they say they sat down to conceptualize Season 3, and they had one goal in mind: longevity. They say they'll soon be deploying the first integration of an additional anti-cheat system to our game, Battle Eye. When you look this up, Battle Eye is used in a bunch of other games in the Arma series. It's also used as an anti-cheat in DayZ and H1Z1 and some other popular games. But the important thing to note here is the use of the term additional anti-cheating system. Fair Fight is not going away. Battle Eye will be working in conjunction with it. I don't know much about anti-cheat programming and how these two systems will kind of work together, but it sounds like they've been taking the community's request for some more serious, more effective anti-cheat systems to be put into place very seriously, and now they've gone ahead and updated that and kind of shown us what they're doing with that. Additionally, in regards to the game's health, they talk about improving kill cam accuracy and how they tweaked a few things to make the replay camera as accurate as possible from the perspective of the player. Another major game health improvement for this season is the dynamic clipping for skinned objects. They say that this greatly reduces the amount of body parts leaking through walls and shields. They wrap it up by saying that looking to the future beyond Season 3, the creative director wants everybody to know that Siege is designed to last for years. More details on Operation Skull Rain will be revealed during the Season 2 Xbox Pro League Finals livestream on July 30th. Now, during the Pro League Final, there will be a full reveal and an exclusive live demo. Once again, the full launch for Operation Skull Rain Season 3 content will be on August 2nd for Season Pass holders. You will get both the operators and the new map for free. If you do not have a Season Pass, then you will get access on August 9th, and you will need to spend 25,000 renown to get either of the operators or 600 rainbow credits, but you will also get the map for free, just like the previous seasons have done it as well. Well, that wraps up our first look at this new Season 3 info reveal. As always, I'll be on top of any other information that drops between now and launch. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news, information, tips, tricks, reviews, and more for Rainbow Six Siege, then please like and subscribe. You can also follow me at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.